if we can get that in there just right. I think that looks pretty good. Not too good, not too bad. Something in the middle. Heck yeah. Alright. Get things out. We're in there. Except it ain't got to be a barrel thing. Gives you a Highland Cow. On it, but we're just gonna do what we can do. Hey y'all, glad to see you guys. Be sure to smash that like button. We'll keep right on going. We're carving a Highland Cow. It's about a 3-foot piece. I'll shut up and carve. guys are doing pretty good. I'm gonna cut my sign depth in there, but I can't do it with that chain. That chain kicks back. It has no safety, so you got to use the carving bar to get that started. Anyway, appreciate you guys being in there. Be sure to smash that like button, and we'll keep right on and rocking. I like making these. These are fun. I don't know why. They're good to me. So here's what we got. Yet to be carved. Welcome sign. Got a slide in there. See if that'll fit. Oh yeah. That's perfect. Pretty tight, but it's perfect. So anyway, that's what we got. I'm going to keep going. Y'all be sure to hit that like button and we will keep right on going. I gotta turn that fan on. So I got a fan running over here, but while I was cutting that, it was blowing it right in my face. I'm like, that ain't gonna work. Make sure it's still on the camera the way it moved around. I mean, I don't know how you tell. All right, I'm gonna keep going. You guys hit the like button. We'll keep on destroying this piece of wood. Naughty piece of wood. Naughty, naughty, naughty. Is what it is. All right, we just keep cutting her up though. Coming along pretty good. It always amazes me on these. I don't know why, but these just come more naturally to me by a long shot than trying to carve a bear. It's the weirdest thing ever. But we just go with it, you know. In the meantime, y'all hit that like button. We appreciate you guys being in here. And we'll keep right on a rocking. Turn this thing into a Highland cow. He already looks like a cow. I don't know if over the rumble of that chainsaw, y'all hear an occasional thunderclap, but it's getting ready to thunderstorm here. It's looking pretty good, but I'll tell you one thing, it's starting to get really cool, so I'm happy. Y'all hit the like. I appreciate you being here. Well, just about as far as I could possibly go with this big bar, which is all right. I got little saws now, but I think I can pick away a little bit at the nose here and stuff like that. But appreciate y'all being in there. I hope you guys are having a pretty good time. Heck, it's 500 people watching and almost 80 likes. Hit that like button. We sure appreciate you. All right, we'll keep right on and going. really all I can do with this big bar. I'll start going to the feet now with the little one. But anyway, it's gonna be pretty fun. I'm having a good time doing this. I mean, but man, that fan was running, it was blowing that stuff in my mouth and everything else. I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? But I don't know. It's got me cool. I mean, this dude had, it's like a giant duckbill or something. I mean, y'all can't see it, but it's like way out here. So I gotta cut some of that back. Something. Once you name a chainsaw carving, it becomes a pet, just like your dog. You don't have to feed it, that's not. affect my signal any, but it's raining hard out here. It's not raining in here. Wait a minute, is it raining in here? I see rain through the, I don't know. That's probably salt dust the way I'm throwing it. but it's raining hard out here, and I don't know. It looks like I still got 2 bars, so that's not too bad. We'll keep right on going. Hopefully our signal is decent. Man, I'll tell you what, right now I kind of gotta worry about getting struck by lightning. Yeah, I'm staying under the shanty, I can tell you that. Oh, he's looking pretty good. I think it's time to go ahead and give him his Highland Cow hair. And we do the horns last, so don't get excited, but he will get horns. But it looks like we're keeping signal pretty good. It is really coming down. Lots of lightning and stuff like that right now. And what it is, this building has got 2 sides that's enclosed, the roof, and then 2 sides that's open. But I've got a curtain that I can pull to close this side. And so it's really nice that it's open like this. I'm under this roof. I'm not getting wet. And it's nice and cool. So we'll take it. it's just gonna look like hooves. That's the plan. Well, I'll tell you, you can hear that rain coming down, but man, is it coming down. Now we'll give this guy some hair. Boy, is it coming down hard, man. Yeah, hopefully we can keep signal, but it's blowing in here on me right now a little bit. Not too bad, a little bit of a west wind, but the wind's not that bad at the same time, but it is definitely raining pretty good. Man, it just looks like if you look in here, it looks like it's raining on me, but it's not. I don't know. I guess the phone's getting a little wet. Here, let me change my angle. Let's put it this way. Yeah. That should help. Okay. Should help. Let's see. Everything look good? Okay. Yeah, that looks good. All right, let me back this up some. Man, it's coming down. And it wasn't even supposed to rain. I checked it. I thought, well, before I even start on this, I'm going to see what the weather was going to be like. And they said, you weren't going to get much. What do you know? I'm ready to go this already. All right. It's kind of easy for me to get all Captain Dan about it because I'm under a roof. What are we up to? 163 likes. That's awesome. I think this dude's ready for some hair. We can burn him. We can put the horns on him and go from there. So I'm going to start hairing him first, and then we'll go from there. Just looking for anything I might have missed. I mean, it looks pretty good. By the time you hair that up, it'd be a nice, cool Highland Cow Carving. You put the horns on him, and anyway, that's what we got. All right, let's get going. want to cut some of the, just cut some round around. I don't know. It ain't that big a deal. Hey, nobody looks at the back of a carving anyway, so I don't know why it'd be that big a deal. But heck yeah, 173. That's pretty good. I'm pretty happy. Hey, Susie Q, EW, Billy Shoemate. Glad to see you guys. Heck yeah. see if there's anything else I think I should do with the chainsaw. I can clean the hubs up with the flat disc. That's pretty good. Make sure I didn't miss no hair. And then I'm gonna put the torch to him a little bit first. I like torching stuff, it's fun. And then we'll put the horns on. But I like getting the, in particular, I can take them off so my ears will cool down. In fact, I got a bottle of water out here. Maybe I'll stop. What have I been going straight? 51 minutes, that's not bad. But anyway, we'll take it. I'm gonna take a little drink of water. Get my torch out, striker, see if we can burn this dude up some. I don't know how wet this piece is. The last big piece I did, which I thought was a relative of this one, is this Highland Cow sitting over here that's already done. And he come out pretty quick, so I don't know. We're gonna find out though. Start burning this dude. And people like that, for whatever reason. Now the back of the ears, the muzzle and the hooves get sanded smooth. Everything else just gets burned. I used to do a lot of flat disking over this stuff, and the longer I do this, the more I realize most of the time it's not even necessary. And the hooves will get hit with black paint, so it doesn't matter if I mess them up a little bit. I'm going to sand them too anyway. That's just how I do it. I don't know why. For me, these are easier than the berries. I want to get the top as burned as I can. That way I can put the horns in. Every now and then I'll screw one up and I'll have to come in and burn it after I have the horns in it. And then you got to go back with a finger sander and try to clean the burn off the horns. It's a pretty good waste of time. So what I've learned is you burn everything a little bit, even the stuff you're going to sand. You try to burn it, and it actually sands easier because you did it. And despite this being pretty wet, all those pieces are falling off pretty. They're burned, the ends of them are burning, and most of them are falling off pretty easily. I'll let it dry before I do final burn to it, but this is just to save me from having to sand it. Hopefully our signal's good. I have no idea. After all that rain, it finally quit. Or just sprinkling, it looks like, yeah. And I'm under trees too, so it might actually be the trees. I don't know. It's fun to burn stuff. I don't care who you are. Well, you can still hear that rumble. It's pretty bad in the back. Speaking of which, I haven't given it a relief cut yet. That's pretty good for government work, man. All right, I'm ready to just do some horns. His head's getting black. I don't have to do anything else to that. It'll be just fine, just like it is. Put the horns in it and go. All right, well, hey, man, we're almost up to 200 likes. That's awesome. Ain't even hit an hour. 186 likes. That's pretty cool. I will take it. But for whatever reason, these go naturally for me. Let's see, that's here's my horn pieces, and man, I made them wrong, didn't I? Look at that. What was I thinking? I'm gonna have to really go in there to get those reduced down. Man, that almost sounds like hail. Wow, y'all hear that? Is it? Let me look. I heard the tornado sirens, and we can hear the town from where we're at. So, I guess if it gets that bad, I ought to hear it. But it's already blowing through. And when I'm looking this way here, it almost looks like a whole new storm is rolling through. I don't think that's what's happening, but I mean, who knows, you know? I'm no meteorologist. Hey, I don't think that's right. That's a 1 in 3 years. I mean, but then again, a meteorologist, man, all I do is guess, right? I think my inch and a half is the tip broke off of it. And I was thinking about that the other day. Hey, I'm gonna get some more paddle bits, and I forgot about it. Oh well, we'll have that right over the ear. Speed that up. I'm either going to be happy with it or I'm going to think I should have been. How about that? Now, hands down, when you make it that deep, no one's going to break that off. Okay, let's see how that looks. I don't want to put it all the way in because it'd be hard to get it out. But I like to get it started, that way I can look at the other one and try to level the other side. So, I think I'm going to cut them down there. Even when I beat that in, it's going to be too long. Whatever. Good time. Okay. So, this one's right here. And that one's got a little bit of a bow up, though. So let's make this one the same way. I think it's we're going to go with it. Now let me stop, because right at this point I can still redirect it some to straighten it if it's too far off. And it ain't got to be perfect, but I just kind of want it to, you know what I mean? Somewhat. How about that? How's that going to do then? Yeah, I think that's good. I think. It's just part of the problem. That's my wife. I'm going to get it in on this side. Find out. Now I can go in a lot further. Not a lot further, just a little further. Be about the same. And it don't have to be perfect. It ain't going to be perfect. And I'll tell you why. Because we're not perfect. We only do the best we can with what we got. Considering our unbelievably imperfect state that we're in. Ain't nothing we can do about it. Put the end off there a little bit. All right. I'm putting some glue on there and beating them babies in there. Screw it. One more, let me just put one more eyeball on it. And I'm okay with them like being kicked up a little bit. But like, yeah. See how that works. Obviously, I probably ought to cut them down. But that's not too bad. Not too bad. This one here has got more of a down angle, I think, than the other one. But if I cut them off, you know, pretty good, I don't think anybody cares. In the end, these things were so cute, they could look a bit goofy. Put that on there with nothing else, so it'll slide good, right? There's a sticker on there, but that sticker's going to be buried in there. Okay, there's that. And you'd be able to carry it around that way, you know, nice big carry handles. I mean, it's not a lot of things you buy because of the carry handle, you know. I mean, and the things you do buy with a carry handle, you tend to appreciate them, you know. We'll call it shop talk with the fat guy. All right. Yeah, I have to cut them way down. I don't know why I cut them so long. We'll see. I don't know. They might not look so bad once I beat them in there. Let's find out. That's it for that one. Yeah, it's gonna be too big. Whatever. I mean, he looks serious, you know. I mean, you know, like you wouldn't get out of your car if he was around. Does that make sense? You guys think? Oh well. Okay, so he's as far as I want to go for a minute, and what I'm going to do is I got the sign, and what I mean by the sign is I'll show you over here. Let me get over here. This one's got a sign, welcome sign. And we're going to make that sign. We're going to go ahead and get it done, be done with it, that kind of stuff. So let's get that right there. And but maybe I just need to take this over here. I can move the camera probably easier than I can move that piece with all that stuff on the ground. I don't know. I'll tell you what, getting old sucks. It's like, hey, this guy, what's he talking about? He's not that old. Whippersnapper. Heck, I'm almost 50. I don't think I'm spring chicken. Hey, come over there and kick you right in the big keister, you jerk. And this, that's Billy Shoemate. Come on, Billy. That's you. All right. Heck yeah. Good time. Okay. Let's see if we can't make that. Usually I don't use that for this. So, I'm going to make it fit. There we go. Okay, so, let me move this over here. And, yeah. Something like that. Yeah, the guy likes talking to himself. I think it is. Okay, young little punk. Yeah, here we go. All right. So there's that. And for the moment, you know, the untrained eye, it just looks like a roughed up piece of wood, doesn't it? Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, give me the emojis. I really like that alien. And look, one of my favorites, all-time favorite emojis you can give me and make me happy. It make me feel like you guys really care about me and my channel. I like the toilet emoji. That is my favorite emoji, hands down. I like to have thousands of toilet emojis. And if you like me at all, yeah, that's what you'll do. How about that? Here they come, toilet emojis. They can't help it. You know, God can't help what he likes, you know. Okay, so here's the sign. What, I can't get a toilet emoji. Oh, this is awful, man. I'll tell you. What the heck's wrong with you? They don't want to make anybody mad. Okay, here's that. All right, let's carve that. Make a welcome sign out of that. See how I did? Get my hair muffins back on. Rain again. And I'm going to use this song. I'm going to use the NEOTECH for this one. What are we up to now? Let's see. We got 198. Surely we can get the 200 likes. There's them toilet bowls. Who did that? Hey, Mrs. Francis, being crazy. She liked me enough to give me toilet bowls. us to our next reminder. Chainsaws and other power tools should never be used by anybody for any means whatsoever, included but not limited to its design purpose, cutting wood. Unless you're in Russia, you have no gas anyway. You lock that baby in, just use it like a handsaw. Heck yeah, that's it. You heard it here. Don't do this. Never pick one of these up. You will die. All right, there's our official Bear the Boss Lady disclaimer. And so let's do a little burn on that sign. And where I put my striker at, it's in my back pocket, in case you guys didn't know. Let's burn this dude up. And we'll burn it, paint it, let it sit. And I'm not burning it to color it. You could, I used to, but when it comes right down to it, it's way faster and just seems like way more efficient just to paint the stupid thing. I will demonstrate because I'm a nice guy. He says a lie, I'm going to try to perpetrate. Alright, now I don't think I need to push it in tonight, so I'll turn it off. And get the black paint out. Black because I can tell you all too well that green doesn't go very good on a welcome sign. Now, if you were carving a leprechaun, it might be a great idea, but we don't happen to be carving a leprechaun, so we'll take what we can get. Okay. All right. Doesn't look all that technical, does it? Well, I'm pretty sure you could go in your bedroom and or go in the next bedroom, get your little sister, give her a spray can, and she can come out and figure this out, you know. Do this part while you're working on whatever you're working, except for I told you don't ever pick up the chainsaw. There we go. Get my hammer. Well, let that set like that and dry. And in the meantime, I'm going to do the mouth and the nose and the hooves, or the mouth and the hooves and the ears, a little sanding on those. And by the time I get done with them, that paint will be dry. At least I believe it'll be dry. How about that? I don't know. I might get this wrong. Let me move this over if it's got wet paint on it. I don't want it to be too close all like this. And get it masked out and stuff and get it out. Everybody's doing pretty good. It's raining pretty good. Again. And they said it wasn't going to rain. Make sense of that. Oh, I forgot. You got to check. There's some brown recluse spiders out here. I don't want to put my mask on and have a brown recluse spider. I was in the pool yesterday, vacuuming it, and one of the black hornets, man, came around and stung me in the chest. Little dangerous. I'm going to start calling them all Satan beetles. Man, they just attack you for no reason. Mind your own business. Out there having, working. I wasn't having a good time. always good to have these done if you can. Get as far of a project like this as you can do. Alright, so the nails look good. We'll go on to the hooves, make them look pretty good. I'm just trying to make them look nice. I don't mean I'm losing them. Alright, that's not bad at all. So my horns are pretty long. I can cut them down some with this. But I'll tell you what, that disc is worn out. And I say it's time to put another one on, so I'm going to do it. Hope you guys are having a good time. Hey, we got up to 209 likes. I'll take that. Alright, so I'm going to change this out real quick. I got plenty of other discs. Man, listen to that ring. And I got to wonder, of course, I don't know. You guys know, but I don't know if it's hurt my signal any, you know. I mean, it's hard to say. I can't really tell. But I got 3 bars out here, but that don't mean the internet coming into the house is good. It's hard to say. Okay. Got a brand new this over here. And the green one. I never used, these are a Bauer brand. I've never used one of these before. It, pretty coarse. It's a 40, I think. Let's see. Wood eats them up. What I found is ones that you couldn't use anymore, if you've been using on wet wood, you can still use on metal. The metal will actually clean it out. I don't know that that's taking off as much as I want. Now let's not be quick to jump. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. That's better. So. Where's that putting me on? I'm gonna see that fire over good. Oh, I think I'm going to be happy with that. Okay. All right. So, next thing next is going to be sanding this sign off. And that really ain't about nothing. Yeah. No way. Oh, I lost my teeth. Let me get back over here. And my glasses are quite good. Yeah, see that? It's still a little tacky, but you can do it like that. I'm going to do it like that because I don't care. How about that? That's pretty good. That's only wrapper. That's not bad. I gotta blew this cow out, and I'll zip that sign off, and we'll put it in there. And he's looking pretty good. Can't complain, but pretty happy little guy, you know. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere about. Again, I'm telling you, I'm covered with the dust too. so. That's what we got. I think that looks pretty good. Not too bad, not too good. Pretty good government work, I'd say, you know. I wouldn't tell anybody about it, but that's I'll show you what I do with the feet. Let me blow this thing off with the leaf blower real quick. And I'll color the feet. I'm trying to get, because we got shows coming up, and I'm sure this is understandable, I'm trying to get as far as I possibly can done, because I've got all kinds of stuff here that needs a lot of finish work. And so, about the last week, everything I've done everything I possibly can to be done with it. Okay, get the leaf blower going. Blow that thing off a little bit. About 10 pulls later, it'll be good. That I gotta do before I go hitting this thing with wet paint, and that is I did not give it a relief cut in the back. I gotta get that done real quick, and probably burn it. Let's find out. Come on, clunker. Why the peas, making these is just more comfortable for me than a barrel. And probably, it's not like I've made a lot of them. I've probably made 15 of them, something like that. There's different sizes. Blow it out. But what I'm wanting to do is hit that piece of black on this one. I was wrong. I ended up using that again. That's life. Life when you're stupid. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Trying to remember how to use it. Considering how dusty I am. Okay. Here's what I wanted to do. If I got enough paint to do it. And I don't care if it's perfect. I mean, it ain't gonna be perfect. I'm doing it. That's why. That's how I know. It's just gonna be okay. Yep. All right. There's that. It's pretty good, doesn't it? Let's go this color. You know, I mean, it should be muddy brown, but just say he's a show cow, you know, and then actually wash his feet. Alright. Hey, there you go. Voila. That's as far as I can go. Other than I could paint his nose, the nose holes. And actually, I gotta have money to go get that stuff and do that real quick. I just want to be as done as I can be with this dude. So I'll tell you what. Give me a second. Here, I'll zoom in. Give me just a second. I will be right back. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but you know, whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm looking at that. Let's see if we can't get this nose down. I'll try this over. Put the color this in so it stands out. I used the one I already had done for the thumbnail, and it's not going to be as done as this one is. If I'm all said and done, right? And it's kind of, when you go to crop or to cut it out of the picture, for where, you know, with a Highland cow, you always end up something missing, like the horns. It won't have everything. I like doing the mouth too. I don't know if I got enough paint in here to do it. You know, I mean, heck, come out here on Saturday night and make something you can sell. I mean, this thing depends on where you're at, what it would sell for. These things were Highland cows are pretty popular around me, and we've had pretty good success with selling the carvings we've made so far, so they're definitely not a waste of time. And the nice thing about it is boss lady don't like them, so I don't have to worry about her wanting to keep them. That's like Michael. If Belinda would want to keep them all if Michael made them. And I don't blame her if that's how you like, you know. So that dude, until he dries, that's as far as I can go. Not too bad. I know I got a heck of a mess to clean up out here. And in the rain, but that's pretty much it. It looks pretty good. Not too bad, not too good. Somewhere in the middle. Kind of what you expect, you know. For Saturday night. Let's see. He's chilling out. Yeah. Heck yeah, let's see who we all got in here. Baby Kisses. Heck yeah, I appreciate that, Baby Kisses. That's cute. Heck yeah, tongue reaching to its nose. Plywood. That is not a bad idea at all. Don't sue me. I'm going to copy that. Hey, Billy. Hope you got the shirt on, my friend. What's going on, Matthew? And Miss Francis. Hello, hello. Appreciate that. And I appreciate it, Billy. Heck yeah. So, I could be done here, or I could paint on the bear I made and the honeycomb and all that stuff. I don't know if you guys are interested in that or not, but I got some time because it's only 9:25, and I had every intention of being on here till about 10 o'clock. So you guys tell me, should I go in there and paint a little bit? I can do that. Baby Kisses says, yeah. Okay, I think that's what she's saying. Hey, Matthew, how's it going, my man? Appreciate that. All right, well, I'm going to shove all this stuff over here real quick and shut the lights off. I might pull my curtain close a little bit, and we can do that. So here, let me just set you guys. I think the smartest way to do this is I'm gonna set you guys down for a minute, and I can kind of close this place up somewhat, and get my little cradle back in there. Here. Oh, what the heck! I'm tearing everything up. But I ain't doing anything else. So, hey, there's the toilet bowl's belly. Heck yeah. I'll set that over there. I got the paint. I'll cover the dust, but I'm alright with that. I can leave that light on and shut these two off. And I think I'll be okay. I'll be able to see anyway. How about that? Not real good, but I'll be able to see. Enough. We'll just pull this curtain shut for a minute. There's that. Okay. Be careful not to hit unintended button hit, you know. You'll have that. You got the thumbs up in the background. We'll just leave that on. Ain't gonna hurt anything. And I got the paint, and I got, hey, the ditch is full of water. And how do I know? Because I've got flip-flops on, and I just stepped in the ditch. All right, we got like a drainage ditch right there, and that's just life, you know. Hey, I'm dark. I almost look like a cartoon character. My glasses are all fogged up. That's pretty good stuff. So anyway, here's what we got. We'll go on in here, and I got all this stuff from yesterday, and I should have enough battery to do some painting. I'm gonna turn a little bit more lights on here. Let's see, because I have found that some people like the painting. We'll have people stop by when I'm painting just for the painting, and that's pretty cool, I think. So we'll take it. Take whatever you can get, right? Yeah, let's see. That one's on. Okay, so I got 2 layers of lighting. I like to take a screwdriver and tuck it up in there under the phone. Just kind of kicks it on the bench a little better. And then I kind of want to blow off. I'm going to take this fan. Give me just a second to blow off here. I'm going to turn this fan on. Actually, I really can't blow off from here. Okay. I can't go out in the garage or in the rain and rub myself a little bit. Hold on. Oh, not a little bit off. Too sweaty. Oh well. That's just life. I'm gonna have to ride dusty. I'm not riding dirty. I'm riding dusty. Okay? All right, guys, we're gonna do a little painting on this this piece right here. And actually, I could go in on this morale and just rub this in here. It would be easier to paint it, or spray paint it though. So I might just wait on that. I don't know. I was gonna spray that today, and then I got busy with other stuff. We had a lot of stuff going on today. Everybody does. It's just like, well, let's zoom that in, and we'll start painting this guy. I got this raccoon to paint too, but I don't know if I'll have enough time to mess with him or not. Well, let's go ahead and paint this little bear carving. Get him looking cool. Kind of nice. I think I'm just gonna pour some on. There we go. Think that'll be enough? I think there's gonna be a little too much paint there, guy. You're kind of a moron, just so you know. Oh yeah. Thanks for the encouraging words. And I'll probably get black paint all over my table here, but I don't care. I can get a flat disc and clean it off. Nobody even know that. Well, I want to hear that. I have to black back there. See that without seeing my head, yeah. This creation does let me know sometimes I get too close, and it's always on those big carvings. They're just too big to do them in here anyway. Like the heron was the last one that I did in here, and of a big, kind of a big piece. It's too big early for what we were doing, or for working at this table. And so I had to lay over it to reach it. And he said, and some of you have probably seen it, but he said the camera would focus on my head. And when that would happen, he said a lot of people would leave. And so I try now. It's probably really hard to consider these things. At least a little bit. That's not a black paint. I really, really went overboard. We'll see. In the end, I was probably holding out hope it would be just right and it'll be too much. Nothing like thinking positive. I'm okay with it. I don't care. I'm gonna sand it off later. I've been thinking about making this this base white. And one thing I've noticed about other people's flex shaft stations is they have a lot of color, except for Chucker. He went with all white, and I like that. It's there's no distractions. That hell carried away there. I'd sand that off after it dries. But with his, it's there's no distractions. It's all it's all the piece that he's working on. It's all his hands stuff. But I think it's easy to look at, if that makes any sense. The situation that you got. Okay, so that's that. That's for the mirror. Now I got to do the owl. See how it comes out. And the owl would have some black on it. I would say the beak. Little dots on his eyes. Oh, his eyes down. Good. Filling it out. Nice thing about it is, look at this guy. Look at that. Look at that. What the heck? What the heck? Yeah, come on. Get out of here. I don't want to kill him, you know. I mean, that'd be nice. Alright, let's see what kind of black could I get on this owl yet. I think that looks good. I really don't think any. I mean, you could probably put a little bit on his legs, but I think about browning him a little, and then maybe I can come back and do it again. But I got so much paint on this bear that he's gonna have to dry a good bit. That's all right. I'm just kind of spreading it around, and it's a pretty old dry cedar, so I think the theory that it might soak in is a probably not a good theory. Let's see. Okay, so this real beehive would be like a brown, kind of like a gray, I think. Let me see what I got that would be, you know, I think are typically accepted to be yellow, but I think more of like an almond or mustard even. See, I think I got a couple. There's a sunbeam. I thought I had a mustard. That's King of Gold. That's not going to do it. One of these. We'll go with one of these. And clean this brush up. It's going to look pretty good. You know, I mean, when it's all said and done, it might not look good at all. I don't know. I think this one is almond cream. Let's find out. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I think that's right. I think that looks more realistic than definitely than a yellow. It's not much different than this piece of wood, but it is. Especially if I pull black lines through there. Got into the black. Diane would say, "You're gonna change the color of the whole can." All right. That's what happened when you're stupid, honey. Okay, so. That kind of brings out the I don't know what you call them, the lines in this thing where it's built in like layers. And I think that's probably what you call it, something like that. We could use a little bit more right here. Let's see, right here. Yeah, I like that. I think it looks good. I'm not to say that I know what I'm talking about, but I think it looks good. But you never get any of this stuff done if you don't do this process. And I guess what I'm finding out is some people actually want to see this process. So might as well do it. What do we got here? That's earth brown. This is butternut. I think I'll go with the earth brown on the out. Because the tree, I'm just going to leave the tree natural, and then when I spray it, it'll darken. Yeah. Bye, Mr. Adam. That should be enough to be the whole bird, too. One more bird in my there. See that? I don't want to get in the picture. Now I know how you can get this brush or get that brush and do finer detail. I know. I don't know why I do. And we have them. I just have to go. Easier just to mess it up before they got. How about that? Making sense? I'll tell you what, I do want to do all around this out should be black. It's in a hole. And so I can clean this off and I can pull more paint off that barrel and put it in there with this out. Yeah, that's as good as that's going to get. I mean, that thing is tiny to begin with. So let's see if we can't pull some more paint off this bear. Rub it up in here. I don't think I'm going to get much off of it. Now, it's pretty dry. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, as much as that was so overdone at the time, I'm not going to get no more off of it. It's not a bad thing either. Okay. Dig a little bit out of the cap. I'd have been thinking, and of course I wasn't, I would have done the black first. But that's because I'm not very good at this part. It'll still look cool. Here, let's get that for that. Now, go back over. Rinse that out, go back over that olive brown. Although I would like to do the nose and the brow. Yeah. Maybe we ought to just paint his eyes yellow. I mean, that thing's micro though. I mean, it's so hard to see in there the way it is. Okay, that's the second. And I think I'm going to do that and come back to some black dots, paint the eyes yellow. I mean, re-brown this lead around the edges of that. Might even put some white on it. All this for this little tiny owl, you know? It's kind of funny. But I guess it helped being detail oriented, you know? Let's give him sunbeam. Okay, we'll use the sunbeam yellow. Let that dry before we come back. That's for sure. Put it yellow, put the black dots on it. That's going to take a minute to dry, so I don't think that'll be tonight. But it definitely needs some little black dots in them. Those will actually look really cool. It's fun to see this stuff come together, though, especially when you're, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to do. Bam, there it is. I knew what to do. You know, one of those. So, take a little bit of this white. Just kind of, I'm just going to try to mix it with the brown a little bit along these feathers. See that? A bug. Look at this. A bug landed on the eyeball. Is he still there? Yeah. He's trapped, I think. I don't think he can get out of there. You can't see him. He's like a, I don't know, a flea-sized bug or something. Is that a bug? Man, bugs everywhere. Look at this white. like for a little bit, just a touch of that white. That's it. Shit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. By the time I hit the dots, I guess I can do my black. And then my impatient, crazy person thing is going to make me put the dots on anyway, I would say. We're going to find out. This is fun. This is something that's, I mean, you know, this kind of stuff is out of my realm of sharing, because it's not like, you know, I'm used to rattle piano. Okay. Now, I know it's too soon, but I can't help it. Leave it like that. That's not bad. Okay. Especially considering how small that is. So by the time that's all said and done, it dries. I'll probably leave the muzzle. I don't know. I think that would be a little better. I think I'll leave the muzzle in the ear, just like it are. Yeah, that's not bad. Oh, I wanted to put some white on the backside of the bear's eye. Let's see if we can't get that in there. Just a touch. And I'm going to have to lean over to see it. There we go. Yeah. That looks good. I like it. Heck yeah. See that business. I'll take that. So, all in all, that's what we got. You can see the little white on his eye, the backside of his eye. And then I got some little smears on the owl's eye. I think that looks good enough. I really do. I think that looks plenty good enough just like that. But that's the piece we did yesterday. And I'm actually thinking I'm going to chainsaw carve. I think I said this last night. But chainsaw carve version of this, it won't be this wide, but it'll be something to do with the bear and some kind of tree, although it probably won't be this thick a tree, and a honeycomb at the top. I've got a 5-foot piece of red oak, and I don't know if I'd try to put the owl in there either, or maybe even a squirrel head or something. I'm not really sure, but something like that. That looks pretty good though. I'm pretty happy with how that came out. The only other thing I could do, is that mushroom, and I think it just makes more sense to spray it. So I'm gonna wait. I mean, I could do this, yeah. How about this? This is gonna be red. I don't know, if you guys ain't bored, ain't too bored, I'm gonna do it. And if you are bored, you gotta watch somebody else, I understand. I'm gonna go ahead and knock that out. Okay. So, white. Might as well. That's going to be white and red with white dots. Let's blend. Might as well do the red first then, right? Da-da-da-da-da-da. Alright, back in there. Yeah, I feel like I'm in art class again. Around. Yeah. My thing about this stuff, you don't have to let it dry. That's pretty cool. We're just getting more done. But next, I figure that Thursday, realistically, will be my last carving day before shows we got coming up the second, third week of August. I'll probably have to, and I'll probably do some, I'll probably still do my YouTube live streams the same way. And either carve with the flex chef or carve with chainsaw. I'd say it'd probably be the chainsaw realistically. But as far as building for these next two shows that's in August, I'm going to have to stop carving the 30th or the 31st and start finishing. Get as much stuff done as I can. I got too many things that I didn't finish that, it's going to take a little while to get all that stuff ready. And that first show is not that big a deal. I mean, we know we're not going to sell much there. It's a one-day thing. It's a small, community thing, really. And it might not be worth doing at all. We don't know yet, but it may be. Who knows? But that said, the second thing, the third week of August, is a pretty big deal for us. And I want to have as much stuff ready to do as I can. And then I got to start doing simple stuff. Pumpkins and corn cobs this time of year. And in fact, at the place that we sell some of this stuff at Rockbridge, we sold pumpkin today. We sold a pumpkin yesterday. So pumpkins are starting to move. And corn cobs. If you got corn cobs, I don't have any. I need to make some. But if you got it, you'll sell it. I have to be real careful not to get in that red. These are fun. This little stuff, I don't think I'm going to try to sell, at least not right now. I think it's funner to give this stuff away as part of the members live stream. And anybody watching, you're not a member, the members can tell you once a month I give a carving away. And that's pretty fun. And right now the odds are really good because they only got 21 members. That's not bad. Pretty good odds. Pretty good odds for them. And that was why we did the Smucksters. The Smucksters is $1.99. I wish I'd have done that from the get-go instead of just having one. And that's what I told Chucker. I wish I had do the $1.99 because I wish I had done the $1.99. And I think that's more reasonable for people than the $3.99, $4.99. That's a big reach. That's a lot to ask. Yeah, so that's getting up in the base pretty good. Get the stem as much as I can get it. So my other one I just did the other day, it had a base, whereas this one don't have it, so I could paint the whole thing. Pretty good. If I can't get it all the way, I can't get it all. Or I could just get white paint on the things. The heck with it. Just do that. I gotta get in the shower next anyway. Cover the sawdust, right? I'm sure there's another way, but I'm just always in a hurry. I like to be done with stuff. If that makes any sense. Okay. Give this guy some white dots. Not sure how far I'm going to have to get out here to get paint. Yes, ma'am. You guys just say, we think we don't understand why you're in such a hurry. Because I'm nuts. I don't know. I guess. That's what I tell the boss lady. You haven't figured that out by now? Smash. You know? Either fireworks or somebody shot a coyote or something. So I got no interest in messing with the coyotes, I can tell you that. They're just dogs, you know, they're just trying to survive. I feel bad for them. No, I killed my dog. Oh, the daggone coyotes are the Satan. Yeah, I know. They do stuff like that, but they're just trying to survive. You hear that? I don't know if it's fireworks or... I'd say it's fireworks. More than likely. That's what I'm saying. Alright, so that's what we got. Let's pick this up. Bring it up early. What's on? A little mushroom. Yeah, not too bad. He's kind of cute. Yeah, not too bad, not too good. Yeah, somewhere in the middle. I'm sure somebody like him, you know. Alright, set that guy over here. And then, of course, we got this piece. It's pretty good. Bear. Having a good time trying to get the honey pot. I like that eye. That little bit of white in the front of that eye just adds an extra layer of detail. That looks pretty good. All in all, pretty good. Okay, so I think I got the white off. Let me pull the phone out here because I did make it to 10. That was my plan. And hey, we made it here. And of course, we're going to be back again tomorrow. That is my plan. Look at all that sawdust on my head. And then I stopped and painted. What do you guys think of that? You know, it's kind of crazy. You know, this guy, he's an animal. I don't know. I wish I had a good excuse. All right, guys, that's what I got for tonight. Baby kisses. Hey, James Chambers, glad to have you in there, man. Being crazy, Miss Francis. Heck yeah, it looks cute. Billy, Matthew, heck yeah, glad to have you. Hey, John, did you get no? Oh, the small welcome bearer. Which one? Paper template. I don't have paper template or nothing. I mean, I could draw it and send it to you, John. Did you get that apple, John? Yeah, James, hey, man, nice to meet you. John, did you get that piece of apple I sent you? Curious. Wonder, let's see, being crazy. Okay. Wait for John. Let's see what John had to say. Plywood, heck yeah, man. Toilets and aliens, heck yeah. If we could only have Bigfoot. Okay, awesome. Man, that took forever. Good deal. I'm anxious to see what you make out of that. And I think I put a piece of... cottonwood bark in there too, didn't I? All right. Heck yeah, you schmuck, Billy. Good deal. Okay, guys, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. We're going to chainsaw carve something. I think it's going to be like that bear trying to get to the beehive. That is my plan. But that said, y'all know the routine. Come back when you can stay later, you schmucks.